I can guarantee that meal planning, if you do it thoughtfully and thoroughly, is going to save you way more money and way more food than you're ever going to get out of shipping food to your house or going to McDonald's. Well, guess what? You probably could have made a lot more stuff if you had designated those $15 to grocery shopping. Hello, my name is Layla, and this is The Strong Way of Life. All right. At my house, I have 3 cookbooks. College, super easy one. At the beginning of college, I used this a ton. Like, lots of recipes in here that are really simple and good for a budget. And I was able to make it out of the store $60, $70. And then this book is for if I'm having people over or I just want to try something a little bit fancier. I'm usually just using it for dessert. The hard thing about these type of cookbooks is that they kind of get expensive. You need a lot of ingredients. You kind of need more particular ingredients. And substitutions are harder to find. And my last cookbook is just breads. I use this pretty often, I would say, just because I make bread a ton. I think I would love it even more if it had sourdough. If everything was sourdough in here, you best believe I'd be using this every day. Still love it though. Just because I have cookbooks, that does not mean you have to go out and go get cookbooks to be able to cook at your house. Not at all. All you need is your brain, a writing utensil, and maybe like a notepad. I like writing like in a little journal because then I can look at past weeks, like what I might have liked, what I might have not liked. Okay? Oh yeah, I also forgot. This is my recipe box. It has a ton of recipes in here. I have maybe gone through like 4 maybe. Okay? Like there's so much to try in here. But again, when it comes down to like recipes that are passed down or recipes from a book, they usually take like a lot of ingredients. So you kind of have to scope out on the internet, make it useful for you. Hey, what is something I can make on a budget? Or how can I substitute this ingredient that I don't want to pay $20, but I can pay 10? Stuff like that. Be resourceful. How I start out, I write down how far in advance I want to make food for. I usually do 2-week series because by then food goes bad or I run out of like fruit. So it's Wednesday today. So I'm going to start writing Wednesday at the top. Under each day that I write a B for breakfast, an L for lunch, and a D for dinner. Simple. Here is my week broken up. I still write the days that I'm going out of town in my meal plan. So I can account for, hey, for 3 days, I'm going to eat out 3 times. So I know where that money is going. Usually what I'm writing is out or I'm writing snacks that I want to bring. So I know what those days are for. They don't just go to waste because I eat every day. For me, meal planning isn't about saying, okay, on Monday I'm having carrots, on Tuesday I'm having mac and cheese, whatever. I know those are unsustainable meals, but like, it's not about that. For me, it's like, okay, here are 5 meals I want to eat. I'm going to write them out and think about, okay, this lasts me 3 meals. Like I make it, I eat it, I'll have 2 leftovers. So I'll write it in for 2 days. That's how I proceed. So first, I just write down meals I want to have. How I come up with these ideas is I might have been craving something the week before or watching videos, writing on reels. I come across some good recipes that I'm going to try. Sometimes I have 0 ideas. Like my brain is blank and I can't think of anything. So I use the internet. I'm going to link below what websites I'm commonly going to. I'll say them here too. Budget Bites, Mel's Kitchen Cafe, and if everything there is like overbearing, then I'll go to Pinterest. By then, if I haven't found something, then I'm just gonna do meal planning another day because it's not very productive. I'm just going to be like, ew, I don't want to eat anything. Also, when I'm writing meals, I start writing them in my dinner section. So some ideas of meals I've already had is walnut shrimp, fried rice. I think I might have had another, but I can't think of one. So I started off with 2 meals that I know for sure I want. Now I'm going on to Pinterest, see if I've saved anything in the week. Here's a recipe I've saved, fiery chicken ramen with creamy garlic sauce. So I go to the website, see what the ingredients are, if it actually looks good. Also, while meal planning, I try to have meals that I can always make. Chicken and rice and tacos are my go-tos. I always have beef, I always have beans and corn for my tacos, and then for chicken and rice, seasonings, chicken, cook it, and then rice. This kind of gives me some flexibility in like, do I really have to think about cooking tonight? No, just throw it all in one dish and it'll be ready in like 20 minutes. Most of the recipes I've saved recently are bread recipes, so that is not very sustainable. Moving on to Facebook saves. Okay, I see mac and cheese, which is like a side. So I'm gonna have to do some deeper digging of recipes I come up with, and I'll meet you back. Okay, I've thought of all my recipes. I haven't filled out the whole week. I just wrote down everything I've wanted to eat. I did a few minutes of searching for recipes online, and boom, I have all of that. Now what I do is go through and estimate how many meals do I think this will last me. Usually a pound of meat for me lasts 3 to 5 meals. I usually go on the shorter end because I don't know how hungry I'll be that day. I don't know if I'll be rushed or whatever. So I'm usually putting it for 2 other days than the day it's on. Here is how I filled out the other meals. My week is still not filled out. I'm not concerned about this. I've done meal planning for a long time, but I don't need to go through every day and write, oh, let's make sure I have a meal. No, I know that I can make a stretch if I need to, and usually the portions are pretty decent. I alternate between like 3 breakfast options: oats, eggs and avocado, or a smoothie. I just alternate those for all my breakfasts. This is my meal plan. You did it. If you got this far, congrats. You're amazing. Now what I have to do is go through my first week of dinners, look at the recipe, write down all of my ingredients. How I approach grocery shopping is usually at the start of each month, I'm getting bulk of beef and chicken because I know I always use those. So I'm getting like 5 to 10 pounds of each because that's going to last me the whole month. If this is not financially suitable for you, don't do it. Get just what you need and work with that. I've just found it's easier for me in grocery shopping to get most of the ingredients at the beginning of the month, and then it'll kind of taper out as I go. And if I need to grab something real fast, I'll do that. Really fast, I thought it might be good to go through all the ingredients I always have in storage. Flour, rice, oats, baking powder, baking soda. I usually have some type of pasta in hand, but typically I'm going to buy like a specific type, so that doesn't really matter. And peanut butter, coconut oil, flour, coconut water, beans, chicken or beef broth. Usually seasonings are like a one-time buy for a period of like 6 months to a year. For my fridge, we're gonna pull milk, cream, eggs, carrots, cheese. Usually for my fridge, it's kind of varies but the pantry, those items are like always on stock, and I always have a backup just in case I run out. I don't write any fruit or vegetables down. The first thing I do when I walk into the grocery store is go to the fruit section. And I walk around each station and pick up fruit. None of this, oh my gosh, I wrote down on my list that I was just gonna get flour and I came out with laundry detergent and baby clothes and new shoes. No, what the hell are you doing? You go straight in for what you need and you get out. Don't do any of the impulse buying. I do not know how to convince people not to do that. Once I write down what's on my list, that's what I'm getting. I make my way to the protein section if I'm getting chicken or beef and other meat, because I might have a special meal where I'm not doing chicken or beef, and I'll grab it then. After that, I walk and get my dairy products: cheese, milk, yogurt, and eggs. I know eggs isn't dairy, but it's in the same vicinity. I actually consider my eggs a protein product, so I usually get bulk of eggs, and that'll last me a month, hopefully. Okay? I usually do 36 to 60 eggs. Depends how I'm feeling. If that's not sustainable for you, it's your meal plan. You know what peeves me so much? Is the people who have their perfect little ramekins, they're all the same, and they make everything in the same day, and they're like, yeah, I made everything in 1 hour, and it's gonna last me the rest of the week. No, you're lying. That's not how it works, okay? I pride myself in having variation. For me, it's not realistic to spend one day cooking, doing all the dishes. I don't have like 10 pots to be running 3 meals at the same time. How I approach it is the first 2 or 3 days of the week, I'll cook meals, and that'll set me up for the rest of the week. And then it's kind of this cycle of, okay, cook for a section, off for a section. And that's nice for me because by the end of the week, I'm burnt out. I'm like, I don't want to cook anymore. So it's nice to just throw a leftover in the microwave. None of this, I have my oats prepared by 6. No. So, proceeding. I'm going to look through all of my recipes, write down the ingredients I don't have. As a recommendation, I feel like things you should always have on stock is some sort of protein option. Then I move on to snack options. For me, I make them. Bread, sourdough. I have these protein balls that I make. I'll make a video about that. Other than that, my snacks are fruit and vegetables. If I'm not getting enough food from my meals, I think that's something I need to change in my meals. Not that I'm snacking all day. Like, up the fiber intake, up the protein intake. I don't think snacking is necessarily bad, but I think that your meals should be the bulk of what you're eating. And so I don't find myself a very snacky person. And if I do, vegetables, fruit. All right, here is my grocery list written out. It may seem a little bit small. Again, I don't write my fruits and vegetables down. I only write down specific protein if it's for a certain meal. Now I input it into my phone on a list that I can check off as I go through the grocery store. I give myself a decent amount of flexibility. If you feel like you're going to walk in the store and like not be able to be like, nope, don't need that. Nope, don't need that. Write every single thing you want to get. Even like the dummiest things like salt or like a half a pound of ham. Write it down so you're keeping yourself accountable. Oh, that wasn't on my list. Why is it in my cart? Do I really need it? And it's like, okay, if I really need it, why didn't I write it down the first time? And I think taking time to sit down, think about your groceries, and even throughout the week, write in your notes, hey, I might want this when I go to the store. So then it's not like, I get to the store and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I needed paper plates. Oh, I didn't know I needed 3 bags of Fritos. You don't. You need to think about that in advance. And then this is the time designated to go get those things. It takes some discipline, some self-control, but I believe in you. You can do it. Guys, we have made it to the end. I just wanted to give a quick recap because I was doing the thing in the moment, but how do you get a list like this? Starting off by writing our time period. Are we going for a week? Are we going for 2 weeks? Are we going for a month? Then we're writing down meals we're interested in. What do you want to eat? Make this enjoyable for you. Consider how far those meals are going to go. It might take some time in adjusting to be like, you know what, I am going to write a meal for every day, just so as I get used to it, I can understand, oh, this meal usually lasts this long, or oh, I like switching it up like this. You figure out what plan is good for you. Once you have all your meals set, write down your grocery list. What are you getting at the store? Write down everything at first. You can start really narrow and really strict. Hey, I'm getting 2 lemons. I'm getting a stalk of celery. I'm getting 3 loaves of bread. Whatever you're getting, write it down. Once you're at the store, know where you're going. Go straight for the real food. None of this, oh, I need an energy drink, or oh, I want some clothes, or no. You're there to grocery shop and get food for you. As I said, how I approach it, straight beeline for the fruits and vegetables. Go to my proteins, go to my dairy, pick up the other ingredients like sauces and seasonings and sides. After that, I'm out of the store. I try to make my shopping 30 minutes or less. If it's more than that, you're just subjecting yourself to the people who are setting up the impulse booths. Keep your mind on the goal of why you're doing this. Meal planning is so helpful. It can seem really overwhelming at first, but I think it's important to highlight meal planning. It's not being like, ugh, I don't want to cook, so I'm just going to eat out. No, suck it up. You chose what days you're going to go out. You're using the food. You're not wasting. So do the prep. I think that is all the tips I have for you guys. Remember, be confident and be honest with yourself. You got this. It's going to be some trial and error if you've never done this before. It might feel uncomfortable and hard to commit to staying inside the house and buckling down to make those meals. But there are so many resources out there of simple recipes or fast ones, or anything that can fit in your lifestyle is possible to make a reality in meal planning. You just have to seek it out. That is all I have for you. I wish you good luck on your endeavors to become meal prep pros. Comment down below how it's going for you. If you have any questions or recommendations. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep it real and keep it healthy. I'll see you guys next time.